I was born in Yuma, Arizona, raised in Phoenix, and was there from the time that I was about 5 till I was about 14 years old. And then in that time, just going through my normal growth, small business always interested me. So I started basically mowing lawns, bought my first lawnmower, was very involved with that process. And it was a good business. So my dad at that point transferred into Texas. So as I started into high school at that point in time, I really couldn't mow lawns because I really hadn't established any relationships there. So I had the opportunity to go to work on the docks in the moving and storage business. Now in Texas, you could get your driver's license when you're 14. And in Texas, when you were 15 years old, you were able to get your commercial license. So when 15 years old, first day after in May when I'm kind of working full time on a summer job, obviously one of the drivers no-shows. So they say, well, young man, can you drive the truck? I can drive the truck. So that's kind of the beginning of my career in the household goods business. By the time I was gone through high school, gone through college, and gone into the service, got back out of the service, and then finished my education, I had about 10 years in the business. So I joined the Almonds up at Federal in about 1975. And the reason that I joined them is because in the business, it's important that you manage it, number one, off of a budget, you manage the cash flow, and you reinvest, and you have multiple locations. They met all that criteria. That's how I got up to Peoria. And then in '89, I departed the organization and ran a group of companies out of Cincinnati for many, many years at that point. Same industry. Don called me and said, Bill, would you come back and consider running Federal at this point? And I said, I'd absolutely come back. Came back. And then in 2009, here's where it's the great American story. We bought the business. And since then, we've just been able to expand the business tremendously in terms of our ability to serve our global customers and our domestic customers in the household goods business, plus expand our business in the retail delivery and in our logistics business. As we've grown over the years, we're the third largest allied van lines agent in the world at this point. And so we handle a tremendous amount of domestic relocations for household goods and also international relocations. And our client base is corporation, and our client base is also small business, and our client base is also just the individual that might be moving across the street, or they might be moving from Peoria, Illinois to Paris, Tennessee, or they might be moving from Paris, Tennessee to Paris, France. I think that every person that is active in small business has to be in the community. The community will define your product, they'll define your price point, they'll define your quality acceptance at this point in time. They will also define you, because what the community gives you, you need to give back. And that is a two-way mentoring process, and what I think is the essence of servant leadership. 65 to 70% of my employee base is involved in some type of community activity each and every day, and I want them involved. And it doesn't matter whether you look around this town or you look around all of the other towns, you'll find our people are very, very engaged. We try to live that at that point in time, because it's fundamentally, it's the essence of why we're in business. What's my advice to the next generation? Experience a lot of work with your hands, because I think when you do work with your hands at this point in time, that you certainly build a tremendous amount of self-esteem, and you build a lot of self-confidence when you're able to do something that I made that at this point in time. And I think the other piece I would advise anybody that's young at that point is that don't be lulled into the fact that email is communication. It's not. Positive confrontation and negative confrontation is real life, and that requires two people having dialogue. They've got to talk back and forth. The best advice that I can give any youth today is go find a summer job, because it's in that you're going to develop friends, communication, your own paycheck that you can buy your own goods with, but more importantly at that point, you're going to build your own self-esteem and your own self-confidence by having that summer job. Well, junior achievement is absolutely necessary because it lights that vision. It absolutely tries to inspire that child that entrepreneurship is what is inside you. You have it inside you and you need to bring it out. What junior achievement does is it puts all those pieces together, and it puts you in relationship to skilled men and women that have made their dreams come true. If you can dream it, you can probably do it.